Use of law. The use of law can never be neutral, whether we are enacting, changing, or repealing it. We use law in postmodern secular societies such as Canada to challenge or uphold our most important societal values, whereas in the past our moral and values discussions used to take place in religion, now they take place in our legislatures and courts. One way to regard our parliament, legislatures, and high courts is as the secular cathedrals of our society. Same-sex marriage cases are already in the Canadian courts, and the issue is before this committee. We cannot avoid the decisions of judges in Parliament regarding same-sex marriage affecting the values related to marriage, either to uphold or change them. One of the options that has been proposed of Parliament repealing the laws on marriage and abandoning the area of marriage would not be a neutral act. It would necessarily change the values and symbolism associated with marriage. We legislate about matters associated with our most important social values. Therefore, delegislating marriage would be to detract from its importance and the values associated with it. Whether or not we agree with all the provisions in the Assisted Human Reproduction Bill, Bill C-13, mentioned previously, its enactment recognizes that there is a need, both practical and symbolic, to legislate in relation to reproduction. It would be paradoxical if, at the same time, we were to delegislate marriage. At the individual level, many young people who see no problems with sexual relationships outside marriage or living together before marriage get married either before having children or if pregnancy or birth occurs. That fact shows the current importance of the role of marriage with respect to the values governing procreation. We can argue that this reality makes maintaining the institution of marriage and the values and symbolism associated with it more necessary and more important than in the past, and that requires maintaining marriage as a legal construct. If marriage were not available as a societal institution, but only as a religious, quasi-private one, to mark out and mark off the intrinsically procreative relationship from other types of relationship, there would be no societal sanctioned way these people could symbolize for themselves, others close to them, and society that their relationship had changed because they were becoming or had become parents. That would be particularly true for people who were not religious. But what about homosexuals who bring children into their relationship? Shouldn't those adults have access to marriage? This is the most powerful argument, in my view, for recognizing same-sex marriage, but I do not believe it justifies extending marriage to same-sex couples. First, marriage institutionalizes and symbolizes for society the inherently procreative relationship. It cannot do that if it is changed to include same-sex couples.